On Friday, May 6th at 8:01. It's a call to order the meeting. Let's do a roll call for attendees from the RDC here.
Certainly. Mr. Patel?
Yes.
Mr. Ezra?
Yes.
Ms. Swanson?
Here.
Ms. Hiddle?
Yes.
Ms. Spillane?
Yes.
Here.
Mr.
Great.
Berg?
And Mike had sent us a note that he's not available, so he might be online. Is Mike Berg online? Yes. Okay. So if you could advance him, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Anyone online that would like to be recognized, has given any indication? Okay. Anyone in the audience? All right, just say your name. Great, thank you. All right, do we have any reports for the special meeting, Wayne?
No reports.
Okay, great, thank you. Old business, Creekside Corporate Park, EDA. We have a term sheet that was provided to us prior to our last RDC meeting from RFPDI, also known as GRP or Graham Rahal. In our last meeting, we had a motion and a vote and decision to take a couple of weeks, as we have to this point, to get some input from DK Pierce, which we've done. Also provide Group 1001 an opportunity to provide some feedback. And finally, really, I think what was important was to allow RDC members to really dive a little deeper into this development, take some time to learn more about the GRP facilities. I believe some RDC members even visited their current facilities in Brownsburg. So I think the last 2 weeks have been fruitful. And really, Colleen, I know you connected with Mrs. Pierce, and I'd like to get some feedback on that. And if anyone else on the RDC has input from maybe your visits or other conversations you have, that would be great to have at this point, so we can decide what are the steps forward.
Sure, thanks, Sanjay. So I think we met on Monday, the 25th. Is that our last meeting?
Yes.
So on the 26th, the next morning, I had an opportunity to have a long chat with Denise Pierce, who, as you know, is the owner of DK Pierce and was the original tenant at Creekside. She shared with me kind of some of her, threshold concerns. We had a great conversation. She put it in writing, went back and forth a couple of times. And I think her issues are probably something that we could work through as part of our negotiations of the term sheet. But I think she really felt positive about the opportunity to share her concerns, especially around kind of the look and feel of the park, and whether or not we are branding it more with a motorsport kind of feel. She had concerns about traffic, and she had concerns about kind of the green and conservation minded branding of the park from the original PUD, and her intent when she went into that space as more of a kind of a wellness corporate headquarters. So to your point, and then visited with Mr. Rahal at his facility, got a tour. Kate was with me. And then Denise followed back with me and said that she had had a conversation with Mr. Rahal that they were planning to meet.
Okay.
So kind of in conclusion, I feel like she had the opportunity to share and express her concerns, as evidenced, and obviously had concerns from her letter. So I think we took a couple of weeks and spent a little bit of time to better understand what those might be. And I'm in a position now to maybe characterize that as part of our ongoing negotiations with Mr. Rahal.
Great, thank you, Colleen. Anyone else have comment, input?
No, thank you.
Good. Anyone from the audience regarding the GRP development?
Sure. Thank you. Good morning, Jason Plunkett, Town Council President. Appreciate again the opportunity to speak to all of you and all the work that you do on the RDC. I am here representing the Town Council. The entire Town Council is unanimous in our support for this particular project. as elected officials, we certainly feel like it's our job to represent our constituents, and given the interactions that we've had from the first RDC meeting through our council meetings with various constituents via email, social media responses, text messages, phone calls, et cetera. We've had several hundred interactions, and not one of them has been negative about this project. Everyone that speaks with us certainly supportive of it. I understand that this is unique in that the town owns the property and it's not a typical real estate type of transaction. And I just feel like from our perspective, it would be important to know that our constituents are overwhelmingly supportive of this particular development. I appreciate those that did take the time to go out and visit Mr. Rahall's operation, and hopefully that was beneficial, and certainly the time to listen to Denise as well. So again, I'm here on behalf of the town council, certainly happy to answer any questions as the meeting progresses. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Good. Mayor?
Thank you so much. I too am very excited about the project that Graham Rahall has proposed for our community. I appreciate the work that this board, this commission is doing to make sure that the final project that hopefully gets approved is aligned with the intent of Creekside, is aligned with, is negotiated in such a fashion that helps to alleviate some of the concerns that have been raised by Denise and frankly by some others in the community with regard to making sure that Creekside stays open for everyone going forward, and that the look and feel of the park maintains that initial kind of vision of something that still looks like a park, that still has some natural components to it that just invite us in. But I think all of those things are easily accommodated through negotiation. I am not at all concerned that any of the ideas that have been brought up as how to make this project even better for Zionsville, I'm sure it can all be accomplished. So I hope that we can get that done and done fast.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience or online? Thank you. Good. Colleen, thank you for connecting with Denise and visiting the site. Anything further from the RDC in regards to our responsibilities the last couple of weeks for some due diligence and some additional background research?
Are you entertaining a motion?
I sure will.
I'd like to move forward with negotiation of term sheet with Graham Rahall.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. I'd like to add any discussion. I'd like to add that I'd like to continue with myself and Colleen with those negotiations with the Rahall team.
I'd like to put my name in there for negotiation team.
Okay. So we'd be limited to two. So how do we handle a motion with 3 proposed RDC members?
Well, certainly you could host those at public meetings if you wish to have 3.
Okay.
And
Seems like
certainly
that
is
would
Brian
slow us
I
Chris.
think that slows down the process.
Yeah.
Is Brian Chris online?
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Yes. Finally was able to activate my phone so I can speak. Wayne, could you repeat the question? Sorry, I'm having trouble.
Sanjay, the question.
So the question, Brian, is there was a motion to enter into negotiations of a term sheet with the Graham Rahall team. I added to the motion that I propose that would be myself and Colleen to negotiate that term sheet. And then Kent Ezra suggested that he also be part of the negotiations. And my concern is to having 3 RDC members in a quorum without being in a public meeting, and how that may delay the process.
I would have concerns with that as well.
I guess maybe this further discussion with the RDC, we have 3 members that have volunteered to participate in the negotiation of the term sheet. I think we probably should take a vote on 2 of those members to move that along quickly as the mayor has suggested.
Can I make a small speech to advance my name? I've had the most conversation with Denise. I've been out and visited his facility. I feel like I'm in a really good position. I know you and I have a relationship such, Kent, that if you had a concern, you and I could work together and talk about that. So I think I'm in the best position to work with Sanjay on this. You've also had a previous opportunity to work in that capacity, and this would be, an opportunity for me to serve in that role.
I don't have a problem with that at all. I would say that most recently on all the negotiations, I personally haven't been involved in any of the negotiations that we have moving forward on all the other projects coming forward. And I did that purposely so other people could be on there. On this one particular, I very much would like to be a part of it. So I would suggest maybe that Colleen and I do the negotiation.
I'll leave it up to the desires of the board.
I mean, I think you're all very capable, obviously. I do always appreciate having Sanjay's development experience in negotiations. Just as an engineer, I feel like that's a pretty valuable thing to have. May I ask the question if you have specific concerns, Kim, that you think need to be addressed that aren't? Or
No,
Okay.
not necessarily.
okay,
No, I don't have any specific concerns.
okay.
Yeah, and I would just say with, you two starting the process, I would like to see it continue as well, because Colleen being new to the process, yeah, Sanjay, not that you don't have experience, Kent, but
No.
I think it would make sense to just go ahead and have those two move forward.
Okay. Let's move it forward.
So we have a motion to enter into negotiations of a term sheet with RFPDI LLC for lots 10 and 11 with myself, Sanjay, and Colleen representing the RDC and moving that along quickly. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you all. The other agenda item, we have a term sheet from Lau Inc. for lots 2 and 3. They had provided us a term sheet, I believe, for our March meeting. And after discussions with them, they updated it with a couple of different numbers in terms of the value of the property and such. At our last meeting, Kate and I were directed to enter into negotiations on a term sheet. Kate and I are actually meeting after this meeting with town staff to get some input and also some input from Brian Christ, our legal counsel. The intent is to complete that term sheet and submit it back to Louth early next week. I guess my recommendation or ask to the board is if you all have had an opportunity to review this term sheet and have any comments that you would like to have incorporated or considered as we continue discussions with Louth. The one area where I personally have some concern is their offer of purchase price of $10,000. And our property market value is $1,100,000. So if anyone is interested in providing guidance or a range of purchase price, I would definitely like to hear your considerations, either now or at a time here in the near future as Kate and I continue to work through this. There is no action at this time, but this is high on our priority list because Louth has been waiting in the wings on this, on Kate and I, and to provide a term sheet back to them. Okay, great. I like item B, quick project updates. We do have a term sheet from Tress that was provided prior to our last meeting. We have not moved that forward. In our last meeting, Kate and I were again tasked to enter into negotiations with Tress. We have EO Advisors and Plow Digital, which also came in just prior to our last meeting. Town staff has coordinated with EO Advisors and requested that they provide their offer in the standard Zionsville term sheet format, given their terms. And then number 3 is lot 9, Kendall Properties. They also have provided a letter of interest, and town staff has advised them to also put their letter of interest in the Zionsville term sheet format. Wayne, am I missing anything?
No, we're in really good shape, and certainly there's a few people here in the audience that represent various entities that you mentioned here. Certainly, there's an opportunity for any.
Sure. If anyone would like to say a few words, and we do appreciate your input the last meeting, and anytime we can hear about your project, it's always helpful for this board to really get a deeper understanding of what your proposal is. So. Could you come up to the mic, please? State your name and who you're with.
It's Greg Phillips with Plow Digital and Plow Games. I was just saying that we're working with Dell right now, going through the processes, elevations, drawings, and cost and so forth, with the feedback we got from the committee. So we have a meeting on Friday. We're going to continue those meetings for another 6 weeks, I think, total of 8. And we're excited about being part of the park and being part of Zionsville, and looking forward to the process.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any new business, Wayne or the board?
And none that I'm aware of. We'll just have some interest to continue to express to you for Creekside, and certainly your Monday, May 23rd meeting will be rather busy with the 4th step of the EDA setup. The 3rd step was approved by the town council at their evening meeting back on May 2nd.
Okay, great. Any other business? Anyone from the board? Motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
All right, motion carries. Thank you all for an early Friday morning meeting.